Howdy y'all, and welcome back to Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, so here are the day 4. Wow. I made it back to my base. I got new tools made. You can see I already used up half of my pickaxe already. I was just doing a little investigating, I guess, while I was waiting for the day to start. And I have the recipe for the iron chest plate I got last time, but you know what? I don't have the workbench. So that makes it a bit difficult to get that made. So I was kind of hoping to go up a level here before too long. I don't really want those. I thought maybe there'd be a safe behind them or something. I don't know. I just thought about the fact I never pull those off the wall. Now I'm gonna look, and there's never gonna be. You know, I think there's only one block between those two rooms. I should have known that wouldn't be as safe. Whoa, it's a bed frame with no bed. Let's see. Nope, nothing opposite there. Yeah, one of the things I am currently short on is wood, and so I thought maybe I'd come and get these couches. Was the real reason I came down here, and that way I can get the leather and the wood. So I definitely need to remember to collect wood as soon as I get out of here. I think this is out to the balcony. Yeah. And oh, I haven't searched these yet. Yeah, I was hoping to get to this earlier today, but just about as soon as I got done with work and was getting ready to record, my niece has got one of her friends over, and so my niece and my nephew and her friend all came down. They're all like 8-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and we're just going crazy. It's a little difficult to record when the kids are running around in the room asking me 1,000 questions. Is this where you live? Yes? Yeah, that's an odd question, but yes, this is where I live. Why do you have 2 monitors? Why do you have 2 keyboards? Alright, let's see. I probably could eat. Oh, I was a little closer to full than I thought I was. I definitely can drink. Oh, give back that wood. As you can see, I did make up 100 arrowheads in preparation. So that'll be helpful. Let's go ahead and turn these into arrows. I wish I could do crossbows. Wait, do I have the crossbow schematic? I should be making a crossbow. What is that? Glue and duct tape, and I just got rid of all my wood, but you've got some wood. Maybe that's enough wood. I think I can just make the crossbow in my inventory. Oh, shoot. If I'm making the crossbow, you need to stop. Oh, I don't have the recipe. Oh, okay. I thought for a second I did, but apparently you can make crossbow bolts before you can before you can make the crossbow, which I wasn't expecting. Alright, there we go. Let's get out here and get back to the city. Get back to some exploration. Yeah, man, I've been watching The Walking Dead. You know, we discussed a little bit earlier, or last episode or whatever, last couple episodes probably. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty sure last episode was when I was complaining about Morgan, and I'm getting to the end of season 7, and you know that dude does not get any better. He still irritates me to no end. He So, as we discussed, or as I discussed, I don't like Morgan because I think he's sanctimonious and hypocritical, and his decisions get people killed. And so, I'm not a fan. Now, admittedly, I have not made it past season, although I am fast approaching the beginning of season 8, which I will be continuing on to, and then I'll be able to get into season 9. So I don't know if he redeems himself in season 9 or 8. I don't think he deserves a redemption story, honestly, at this point, because I don't get why he gets to do whatever he wants, and there's no. I mean, okay, there are consequences, I guess, for him. Am I going? How did I get turned to the north? Head toward the city, buddy. And so I like that I looked on the map to figure out where the city was at, and then I was gonna head to the city, and somehow the city that I can see, I turned the opposite way and was running away from. But yeah, he just super irritates me with his attitude at this point. Like, okay, at the beginning he was fine, right? His son dies, he's fine, he goes crazy, I get it, he's fine. I don't dislike his character at this point. But then he does this whole thing where he's telling everybody they're not supposed to kill anybody, and then he just goes and kills people whenever he feels like it. Like, I mean, he doesn't feel like it very often, but, you know, a guy goes to shoot Carol, or no, a guy has Carol hostage and is threatening to kill her, and he shoots that guy. And then, like, we don't know how that was going to play out. He didn't finish it out. And he's like, oh, well, I killed somebody in self-defense of someone else. And then people are trying to go against the saviors, and they're like, yeah, but we need to fight them so they don't kill other people. Yeah, but if you fight them, then lots of people are going to die. Okay, so it's okay to trade one life for another, but it's not okay to try and stop more lives from being lost in the future because some of you might die now? Is that what you're saying, Morgan? I don't understand your reasoning. And then he is not. No, he is not directly, not like he killed the kid, but he is responsible for the death of Benjamin. Benjamin's a character. He's in a few episodes. Young guys with the group, the Kingdom. Morgan's hanging out with the Kingdom at the moment, and Morgan is spouting his "you can't kill anyone" nonsense. And I'm not saying killing people is a good thing. What I mean by his nonsense is that he's telling people not to kill people, but he finds it okay to kill people in certain circumstances. But when they apply the same logic to what they want to do, then he's like, "Oh no, that's not right," you know, and so it's nonsense. And so he, oh, you know what? I bet I got enough wood here to get the rest of those arrows made. So the Kingdom, they've got their deal with the saviors, and so the saviors, they show up, and the Kingdom gives them supplies, mostly fresh fruit and vegetables that the Kingdom is growing. And but I also saw like some cans of gasoline, I think, and at least I assume that's what was in those cans. They were jerry cans, um, the metal gas cans. Um, but so one of the guys, Richard, I think his name was Richard. I'm terrible with names. So Richard, he has a problem with the kingdom giving up stuff to the saviors, and so him and one of the saviors kind of have it out a little bit for each other, and they're like punching each other and stuff. And oh yeah, I've got to mine this up. And so oh, I see a Crackabooks. Oh, but I think it's the big Crackabooks. I'm not a big fan of those. I'm gonna hit it though. I do definitely need Crackabooks. Do I have enough? I do. Okay. Nope, nope, that was stone. I need to make a bedroll. And so, while the saviors are threatening the members of the kingdom, and Morgan is with them, Morgan hits one of them with his stick. Morgan carries I guess a bow staff, a quarterstaff, something. I don't really know what the difference is between those. But since he's martial arty, I assume you would call it a bow staff. I don't know that there's a difference between a bow staff and a quarterstaff. So he actually winds up smacking one of the guys with his bow staff, and one of the saviors. And so then the next time they go to confront each other, Richard has decided that he has to do something, and he's gonna get people killed to force the king. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's back that up a minute. So Rick and his group show up to ask the kingdom to join with them to fight against the saviors, and then if all the groups join together, they can probably defeat the saviors. And so there's a character they call Jesus is with them, and so Jesus is like, yeah, King Ezekiel, you need to join with these guys to fight back against the saviors. And Ezekiel's like, I don't know. And then his head of his guards, Richard's like, Ezekiel, we need to join with Rick to fight against the saviors. And Ezekiel's like, I don't know. And then Rick's like, Ezekiel, you have to join with us to fight the saviors, because things are just going to keep getting worse and worse until we band together and fight back against the saviors. And then Ezekiel's like, I kind of get what you're talking about now. Morgan, what do you think? And Morgan's like, there's got to be a way that we can all just get along. And so Richard decides that, and Ezekiel's like, I think I like Morgan's way. I think we should all just get along. And so, I can't remember if this is the way up in here or not. This Crackabooks thing has got a weird path to the top, because in one spot you've got to get on board the elevators, and in another spot you got to go up the stairway, and another spot you got zombies who just appear out of nowhere. You got to jump through the wall. And so then he's like, that's right, we gotta never fight back. You should never fight back. Oh yeah, no, this is not the way up. This is a way up, but it's not the way up. Grab that metal here. Or maybe this is the way up, and then this is where it breaks down. Okay. But then there's a whole floor in there I missed. I need to go back to that previous floor, because I think they've got some bookcases on this floor, which is the whole reason to be in here. Hey dummy, I'm back here. Ugh. Crawly guys. Their hitbox is weird. And so then so then Richard decides we have to fight back. I have to force Ezekiel's hand, and we have to join with Rick, and we have to fight back. And so he knows that Ezekiel has a thing for Carol, who is also hiding with the kingdom. And so his plan is a terrible plan, and his plan is to get Carol dead. He is going to attack the Saviors, but lead them back to Carol as if she is the culprit. How that would have played out, I don't know. I would like to think that many, many people would have died and it wouldn't have been Carol. But honestly, in her current state, it probably would have been Carol. She is still unstable at the moment. And she's getting better, but she's still a little on the unstable side. You know, I have not seen any book shelves up here. And so Daryl finds out about it, and Daryl is like, yeah, no. If you want somebody to die, then you do it. And so Richard decides that might work. And so they have been telling the kingdom repeatedly that if things go bad, Richard is the first one they're going to kill. And so the next time they have a supply run for the Saviors, Richard steals a melon. They are supposed to have 12 melons. And so Richard steals a melon. I don't remember where, but I know one of these floors is trapped. Oh man, that's disappointing right there. And so yeah, see here where it says beware, I think that floor is trapped. Man, I did really good with the daycare. Alright, I'm gonna bust this open. So then while they're there, Morgan once again attacks a member of the Saviors. Now this is twice he has attacked a member of the Saviors. And so Richard expects them to kill him, and by the time it's all over, they shoot Benjamin, this kid, who Morgan has been training, in the leg. And Benjamin bleeds out. And they tell Ezekiel that he needs to bring their melon tomorrow. No more, no less than one melon that he owes them. Because they're weird. The Saviors are super weird. And they spout a lot about how they keep their word, but they're always changing what their word means. And so they're not technically keeping their word. So after Benjamin dies, thanks to Morgan exasperating the incident and refusing to side against the Saviors, Morgan goes a little crazy, and he confronts Richard because he realizes that Richard is behind the whole incident. Ooh. I need to check that out to make sure that that is actually useful to me. And I guess these are better to sell. Okay, entity damage 20.99 versus 20.73. So yes, the 92 compound bow is better than my 150 bow and arrow. So, yeah, and then Morgan and Carol have a scene, and Morgan's like, "I'm gonna go kill them all. I'm gonna kill them one by one." And I'm like, dude, your whole thing has caused this. Your refusal to side against the saviors, and you shouldn't kill anybody. And so anytime anyone besides me suggests that we should kill somebody, I'm gonna say it's not okay. But as soon as I feel the need to kill somebody, that's okay. I'm gonna do it. And no, I forgot. He kills Richard. He in front of the saviors knocks Richard down and then strangles him with his bare hands, and then tells the saviors, "See, I'm showing you that we're gonna do what we're told," and you know. And I'm like, seriously? So, mister, we can't kill anybody. We can never kill anybody. It's not okay to kill. Oh, that's right. That one time I saved Carol, because they're like, dude, you killed to save Carol. Yeah, but I killed to save a life. Right. And that's what they're suggesting, is that they all band together against the saviors and stop them from killing people. You're a horrible person. You're a horrible person, Morgan. You are sanctimonious and hypocritical and irritates me. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm almost at the end of season 7. I know there's one of the characters betrays them multiple times, but I have to admit, I do enjoy the original. I only know because I looked her up on the Wikipedia, because I've not seen seasons 8 and the beginning of 9 yet. Apparently in season 8, though, Jadis betrays them. But I am enjoying Jadis, who is this crazy woman at the scrapyards. Come on, dude. Oh, great. I forgot to load it with arrows. It came preloaded with an arrow. But, yeah. So then, I guess my next story to talk about is D&D. Which, as you know, I talk about a lot. But we did play our Wednesday night game. And, we have rearranged our schedule a little bit on Wednesday nights. And I have to admit, some of playing that game makes me not want to go through with the second half of the schedule. There's my beautiful, beautiful crossbow schematic. So we get playing last night, and right off the bat, you know what? We're going along. We're in this underground water-filled dungeon, and we have a boat. And so he tells us the previous week, our DM, that the boat will take damage if we go over a waterfall with it. And so we don't want to go over the waterfall with it. But there are no places to go except over waterfalls. And so he tells us, as we're contemplating how to get over the waterfall, that if we take our boat over the waterfall, it has 50 hit points, and it will take 25 hit points if we just go over the waterfall without figuring out some way to go over the waterfall. So I carry pitons, which are like metal spikes that you pound into rock to tie ropes to, and rope. And so I'm like, okay, well, this is what I'll do. I will go ahead and pound in some pitons, and we'll tie the the boat to the rope, and we will slowly let it down over the edge of the. Where is the path into here? Here it is. So this is. Remember, I said there's a spot where I gotta jump onto the elevator. This is the spot, and I know it's too tall, so we're gonna need that to be able to jump out of here. Let's go ahead and get that scrapped. Not so many books in here as I was hoping. I know this is pretty bad up here. With all the zombies and stuff. I should probably right now do another bad roll up here, so when I die, because I am going to die, that I don't have so far to go. So, yeah, so I'm like, okay, so this will be great. We can lower the boat. There's 4 of us. We can lower the boat over the waterfall with a rope, and the pitons will make sure that it doesn't fall too fast or anything like that. It'll be great. And so he's like, okay, well, you can do that. I'm like, all right. So we lower the boat over the waterfall, and then he tells us, well, it's not an easy task to lower the boat over the waterfall, so it is going to take some damage going over the waterfall. And I'm like, okay. Well, I'm glad we just spent the last 5+ minutes figuring out how to do this and contemplating how to do this and talking our way through doing this. So now you're going to tell us it's taking damage no matter what. And then he says it takes 17 points of damage out of a possible 25. So I spent 5 minutes. I spent 5 minutes, and all I did was reduce the damage by 8 points. Are you kidding me? It wasn't worth my effort. Why? There's no way that if going over the 40-foot waterfall, which I have no idea if they were actually 40 foot or if he was just saying it because he's a cheat. So it takes 25 points of damage going over a 40-foot waterfall, but if I slowly let it down with a rope, it still takes 17 out of 25 points of damage. Are you kidding me? Dude, I just looked over there. There was no zombie. Oh, this game and its magically appearing zombies, I tell ya. So yeah, that was pretty irritating. And then we get into a fight with an octopus. Oh, I forgot to put down my bedroll. Dang it. I made it, I just didn't put it down. And the octopus is in the water, obviously. We're in the water to fight the octopus. And I have a dagger that does fire damage. It doesn't make fires. It doesn't set things on fire. It does heat damage. And he tells me that because we're in the water, my magic weapon no longer does heat damage. Are you kidding me? It didn't stop your lightning spear from doing lightning damage. You want to explain that one? The sorcerer can still cast fire spells. It didn't affect those. So why exactly does it affect my weapon only? Because he doesn't like the fact I have the weapon is why. He's very angry that I have said weapon. Because it's really, really powerful in my assassin's hands. But that's the point of it, is that it's very, very powerful. In fact, had he learned how to read, The dude's a reader. The dude has multiple college degrees. The dude can't read the book correctly. Um, I actually think he refuses to do the part where we're supposed to destroy the magic weapons. They're supposed to be used to close the portals, and he just says the portals close on their own. Oh, you know what? I totally know it's what are you doing, guy? Pick a spot already. And oh, come on, that was on his head. And so I have such a bad aim. How'd you see me shoot just to the right of his head? Come on, guy. You weren't even here before, so I don't know where you came from. Now you did. Now you did for messing with me. So, so anyway, so we kill the octopus, move on our way, and we get to the final boss of the dungeon. And the final boss is this thing called an aboleth, and it is pretty powerful. And so I am worried about this fight. And then he doesn't use it right. Like, not even close. And then we're fighting, well no, we're fighting everything else in the room, and it's hidden. The room has 20 feet of water in it. Oh, the mini bike book too. This has been the best trip to get books. Although I could use some more iron armor pieces. I'm going to go ahead and repair this. And so he keeps the aboleth hidden the entire time. And when you're fighting something like an aboleth, it has layer actions and legendary actions. And he's not using any of that stuff the way it's supposed to be used. And then he's like, oh, well, you can't... Oh, there we go. You can't see it. And I'm like, what do you mean we can't see it? And he's like, well, it's hiding in the water. And so I'm like, well, how is it hiding the water that we're in? He's like, yep. I'm like, the water that's 20 feet deep, you said? Yep. And the aboleth is 10 feet big. It's like 10 feet long, 10 feet wide, 10 feet high. So it's really only 10 feet, under 10 feet of water. Yep. And it's hidden. Yep. It rolled stealth. You can't stealth in plain sight. Otherwise I'd be doing it all the time with my assassin. The water's super murky. Okay. Okay. So the water's super murky, but it's using sight-based attacks against us without raising itself above the surface of the said murky water that we can't see through, but somehow it magically can? I don't think so, dude. But either way, it wound up dead. We won. He was very mad. And we killed a Hydra earlier too, and he was mad about that. But while we're doing the combat, I've got the book open with the monsters, and I'm looking at the monster stats. And my armor class is 22 at this point in the game, because he let us buy magic armor. Now, you don't have to put any magic items in the game at all. They're fun, but they're not that amazing. I mean, it really would have only raised my armor class by 4 points, and I could have made up 2 of those points had I used a shield and gone one-handed, and instead of two-handed attacks. And so So I'm looking at this, and we're fighting these things called chulls. And the chulls have a +5 to attack. So one of the characters I play with is plus 20 or 22 armor class, and the other one is 21 armor class. I get 22 armor class because I'm wearing +2 magic plate armor, which is 20 AC, and then along the way we managed to get our hands on a +2 protection ring. And so that adds another 2 points to your armor class. So that's 22 armor class. It's not anything amazing at our level. It's pretty easy to get to that point. Like I said, without magic items, I still could have gotten to 20 without a lot of effort. Plate armor with a shield, bam, you're at 20 AC. I am such a bad aim with this bow. I don't know why I'm such a bad aim. There, if I shoot you in the belly, I can. Yep, only took me 3 arrows for something that should have taken me 1. So I'm watching it, and now my assassin thief slash fighter, because she's multi-class, has got an ability called Defensive Duelist. And so once per turn, I can increase my AC by 4 points for 1 attack. And so I just recently got that, and so her armor class is 21. Once again, that's a little high because we're using magic items. And so she's got +2 leather, which gives her an armor class of 19. She has a ability that increases armor class by 1 for carrying 2 finesse weapons, because she's a duelist. She's a two-handed fighter. And so that puts her to 20, and then I got a protection ring of +1 for her, and so it's 21. And so the chulls we're fighting have a +5 to their attack. So if you roll a 20-sided dice, you roll that, you get the number, and then you add 5 to it. And that's how you find out how good the chulls hit you. So at an armor class of 21, they have to get at least a 16 on the dice. Now, he does not let us see the dice rolls. The only dice rolls that get seen are our dice rolls. Everything else is hidden. And so, which is why I don't think he actually rolls dice for the bad guys. I think he just makes up the numbers, because they consistently hit over my armor class. If you have a +5, there's only 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 5 out of 20. So there's a 25% chance of you getting a number that will hit me. And they almost always hit me. A 25% chance should not be almost always. And they are with him. And it always has been. Yes. I've got the sniper rifle. I'm actually carrying a sniper rifle, but I got the sniper rifle book. Oh, dude. That guy's got a helmet on. You know, I wish the other 2 pens were not on here. I don't know who set up the aimer on this bow, but I would take it off for a single pen, I tell you. Hey, you know, I shot that guy in the head and nothing happened. He didn't even react. So, yeah, we're going along, and what's your armor class? 21, but you can put it up to 25. I got 25. How did the chill get a 25 and it not be a crit? If it's a plus 5, how did you get 25 on your d20 plus 5 and not roll a d20 at 20? Because if it's 20, you get to double the damage, and he's definitely going to take advantage of that. So how did it get a 25? This one's a 27. You can't roll that high, dude. You're just straight up cheating. Now, admittedly, as a DM, you can add to the stats of a monster, whatever. But he doesn't increase the amount of XP we get for them, which is probably my big issue with it. Like, why... Oh, I got chainsaw. Nice. Why do you think it's okay to make it harder but not give us more XP? I kind of have melted down over the other game. I think I talked about that in the my ARC video, but he has switched our other game from XP to Milestone, which means no combat is worth anything. And so there's no point in combat anymore, which is my favorite part of the game. Because he doesn't like combat, and so now combat is useless. And he does not like the amount of combat, I think, in the game we're currently playing on Wednesday nights either. And, oh, nice. There's some good books I got out of here. Oh, look, nailgun schematic. I never use that thing. Oh, look, nailgun schematic. I just said I don't use that. Why don't you give me another one? Oop, oop, I see you. I see you. Don't hit me. Alright, well, I have gone on long enough for sure. So I'm going to call it here. So click like if you like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. Oh. Is that a first aid box? Nope. And I will talk to you later.